Hi, I am Juliana, and she is Pisica. Hello, my friends cat lovers. We are thrilled to present you a new episode of A Cat Tale. The Purrfect Tale of Romeow and JulieKitty. In the quiet town of Meanta, two noble feline families, the Capulets and the Montagues, lived in neighbouring houses. Despite their close proximity, these two families had been embroiled in a fierce rivalry for as long as anyone could remember. No cat in Meanta could explain why they quarrelled, but the feud had grown so intense that even their whiskers bristled at the sight of one another. Among the Montague clan was a dashing young tomcat named Romeow. He was brave, kind-hearted, and known for his sleek grey fur that shined in the moonlight. Romeow had many friends, but his heart longed for something more, a love that would make his whiskers tingle and his tail swoosh with joy. On the other side of the town, within the high walls of the Capulet house, lived a beautiful young feline named JulieKitty. She was graceful and elegant, with fur as white as the first snow of winter and eyes that sparkled like emeralds. JulieKitty was adored by all, yet her heart too yearned for a special kind of love. One night, the Capulets hosted a grand ball to celebrate the arrival of a new batch of the finest catnip in all of Meanta. Despite the risk, Romeow and his friends sneaked into the ball, their curiosity caught by the tales of the Capulet household's luxuries. Romeow, disguised with a simple mask, wandered through the grand halls, marvelling at the lavish decorations, when his eyes fell upon JulieKitty. At that moment, everything changed. Time seemed to stop as Romeow and JulieKitty's eyes met across the room. They were drawn to each other, as if by some invisible force, and without even knowing the other's name, they felt a connection deep within their feline souls. The two cats spent the night talking, purring softly to one another in a secluded corner of the ball. It was only when the moon began to set that they realized the true nature of their identities. Romeow, a Montague, and JulieKitty, a Capulet. But their love was too strong to be deterred by an old feud. They vowed to find a way to be together no matter the cost. Over the next few days, Romeow and JulieKitty continued to meet in secret, under the cover of darkness and behind the hedges of the Capulet garden. They dreamed of a life where their families could live in harmony, sharing the sun's warmth and chasing mice together. But as word of their meetings began to spread, tensions between the Capulets and Montagues escalated. The elders of both families were furious, determined to put an end to this forbidden romance. However, the younger cats of both houses, who had grown tired of the endless bickering, began to see the love between Romeow and JulieKitty as a sign that perhaps it was time for change. One fateful evening, as the full moon cast a silvery glow over Meanta, Romeow and JulieKitty decided to make a stand. They invited both families to a secret meeting in the town square, where they planned to reveal their love and plead for peace. The Capulets arrived with their claws sharpened, and the Montagues with their tails puffed up in anger. But when Romeow and JulieKitty stood before them, side by side, their love so evident, something miraculous happened. The old cats saw the happiness in their eyes, the hope for a future without animosity, and their hearts began to soften. At that moment, Romeow and JulieKitty brought out a large pot of the freshest cream, a symbol of unity and shared joy. The scent was irresistible, and one by one, the cats from both families began to gather around the pot, lapping up the creamy goodness together. The feud was forgotten as the Capulets and Montagues realized that life was too short for such bitterness. They purred in contentment, their old grudges melting away with each lick of the cream. Romeow and JulieKitty, their hearts full of joy, watched as their families finally became friends, and so the two lovers lived happily ever after, their love not only bringing them together but also uniting their families in a bond stronger than any rivalry. The town of Méonta became a place of peace and harmony, where all cats, Capulet or Montague, could lie in the sun and enjoy the simple pleasures of life, together.